So this is part 2 of the Priscilla number 2 butterfly figure 43. So we left off when we'd made the first part of the wing. Now what you need to do is 12 double crochet on cord alone. Drop the cord, chain 4, and make 17 treble in the back loops. So once you've done the 17 trebles, you do 11 double crochet again in the back loops. Now do 7 half double crochet in the next 7 loops. And 3 single crochet in the 3 next stitches. We're now going to continue on the bottom part, and to do that you've got a transition between these two. So what you need to do is you make a single crochet over the cord between the 2 rows of cord. Make 1 single crochet, and in the stitch, the last stitch where you crocheted in over the cord, you make a half double. So you go between the 2. In that same stitch, make a double. So you've got 2 stitches in that particular stitch. So it's the last one you crocheted over cord in the previous part. So you make a half double and a double in that particular stitch. Now you do 10 single crochet, and you need to make sure that the 8th one lands on the very first row. So you might have 8, 7 here, you might not, so you just adapt it to make sure you do. I do this over both loops really. So it's come out pretty right. So we do have 7 stitches, but sometimes you might have a few less. So the 8th one is on the row below. It's 9 and 10. Turn and make a slip stitch in the first one. And now there's a row that's a little bit more difficult again. Now make 3 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 4 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Chain 2, skip 2 below, and make a double in the 3rd. Now chain 2, skip 1, and make a double crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to do chain 2, double crochet in the next stitch, so you don't leave a stitch between at the bottom, and do this twice. So chain 2 and a double crochet in the next stitch. so you don't leave a gap at the bottom. So now we have 3 little holes. Now we do it again. Chain 2, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, so we do this 2 more times. Chain 2, skip 1 stitch, double crochet in the next one, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, double crochet in the next one. And if you look, we now have 7 little holes. Now again I'm going to be crocheting in the back loops 14 double crochet in the next 14 stitches. This is what we have now. Now we're going to do 8 trebles in the next 8 stitches. So chain 2 and then make trebles to the end, leaving 2 gaps below. So you skip 2 stitches and then treble to the end. The last treble I'm going to be making in the 2 loops below to give it a little bit more stability. Then we're going to do what we did in the previous one to round the tip. So we chain 4, single crochet in the center between the 2 rows, chain 4. And what I tend to do, it's not written in the pattern, but I tend to do it, is I make a little slip stitch at the base of the first stitch, and then I do a single crochet on the cord. I do this because I find that it's easier to sort out the cord when you're stretching it around. You might get a little loop of cord sticking out otherwise. So we turn the work and we do 4 single crochet over the cord, 2 single crochet in the single crochet below between the 2 chains, 4 single crochet over the chains again, over the cord and the chains, and then 3 single crochet in the corner. So I used the first stitch of the top row to do that in. So now we've gone round a particular part of the wing. So for the next row, it says in the pattern to make half double crochet within the 4 last double crochet on the row below. And I'm doing this over both loops. When I get to the gap, I put 2 half double crochet in there. So I made half double crochet and I left 4 double crochet below on the previous row. So now you gently adjust the cord and shape So now we do 1 single crochet over cord alone and return, and I go over both loops and we do half double crochet for 18 stitches. And now we do 12 over the cord alone. Chain 4 and turn, drop the cord and make 20 treble in the back loop of the previous row. So now we're going to do 9 double crochet in the next stitches, So when we've done those, 3 half double, then in the very last one, 2 single crochet and 1 double crochet over the cord through the center of the fold. Then 1 double crochet in the corner where you made the last half double crochet over the cord. Then 4 half double crochet in the 4 little spaces there. I'm doing them over both again. And now over the spaces we're going to do 2 single crochet in the chain spaces, 1 single crochet over the double crochet all the way along. So now we make 8 single crochet. So I've done 8 single crochet over the remaining spaces. Now I'm going to skip 2 on the first row, and I'll make a double and a single crochet in the rest. So I make a single crochet in the 3rd double crochet below. So we turn, and now we're going to make 5 single crochet and 5 double crochet, so that's 10 stitches in all. 3, and now we're going to make the gap. So you chain 2, skip 1 on the row below and make a double crochet, and you need to do this 11 times. Now we do 5 half double crochet, and I'll be using the back loops. And now 7 double crochet, and now 10 trebles and a 2 chain space, and then trebles right up to the end. Lace making is not an exact science. When you read these patterns, they give you a number of stitches, but sometimes you might have to make more and sometimes you might have to make less. Even in the pattern they would sometimes guesstimate how many stitches are to be made. It all depends on your style, it depends on how fast or how tight or how loose you crochet, and it also depends what kind of thread you're using. So you should always feel free to adapt a pattern if you think it's going to work out better that way. So I finished the half doubles, doubles and the trebles. I made the gap and carried on with some more trebles, and now we finish off the end of the lobe in the same way. So we chain 4, single crochet between the 2 rows, chain 4 again, and like I said, I always put a little slip stitch towards the end there, and then we make 1 single crochet over the cord. We turn the work around, and over the little chain and the cord we do 4 single crochet, 2 single crochet in the center, and then 4 more single crochet, 3 single crochet in the corner, and now we're ready to make another lobe. So now we're going to make half double crochet over the cord right up to the second space. So this is where I'm going to end this video. If you look at the butterfly I made previously, we've done 3 lobes, there's 2 more to go. If I remember well, I had some problems making the little holes at the top here. Something didn't seem to quite come out right, but this was a few years ago, so maybe now with a bit more experience I'll have less problems, so we'll see. One other thing I've done is I've put more of a bend in this bottom part. In this one it was quite straight, and I found it difficult to fit the second part of the wing in it. So I've put a little bit more of a bend into it, so it would come slightly differently